Hi friend, this is a little clip from a conversation I got to have with my dear friends Beth Davis and Father John Parks, all about the church and her teachings. You can find the full video over on our YouTube page, or it's linked down at the bottom. I hope this brings you peace and clarity, and please be assured of my prayers.
So sacraments are not like man-made, they're the works of God. The Catechism says they're like the masterworks of the Holy Spirit. And the reason why we believe in the sacraments is because of the incarnation of Jesus. So who is Jesus? Well, the God that we could not see becomes visible in Jesus. The God we could not touch becomes tangible in the person of Jesus. So the sacraments are like physical stuff that God then takes and infuses supernatural power through them. So God is using something physical to infuse something supernatural. Well, why would we believe God can do that? Because he did that when he took flesh and dwelt among us. Mm-hmm. The God of the universe that we cannot see now took flesh and dwelt among us. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So the sacraments sort of extend the incarnational principle through time and history, that we can still have a physical encounter with Jesus today through the sacraments.
The sacraments are essential
Absolutely.
to us because they are Christ becoming manifest to us in our circumstances, in our time. They are really at the center of our faith.
So the question is where does the initiative come from? Like, was it our idea and we're like reaching out to God through the sacraments? Or were they his idea and he's reaching out to us, just like through the incarnation? And now we have a physical encounter with him through the sacraments.
Well, I think about my time working in a parish, right? And I did a lot of sacrament preparation. And I heard a lot of people come in, lifelong Catholics. The sacraments happen at a certain age because they're almost a rite of passage. Can you speak to that a little bit?
Yes, that's a really common misconception, which is that the sacraments are things that we earn. Like when I got a driver's license, I had to, take a test, and then I had my permit, and I did that for a while. And then I was good enough to get my license.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think we think sometimes of the sacraments of that way. But if you think about it, we baptize babies and they don't do anything. So that sort of accents this reality that we think they're free, gratuitous gifts given to us by God. The other thing is, if you think about the gospel, when Jesus heals people, he does it in these strange ways. Mm-hmm. Like he could heal people any way he wants. And there's this guy who's, born blind. Jesus takes mud and makes it with spittle. Then he wipes it on his eyes. Then tells him to go walk and wash in the pool of Siloam. And then he does that, and then he can see. Here's the question. Who healed that man of the blindness? Was it the mud or the water or Jesus? And the answer, we would say, well, it was Jesus, but he used the instrumentality of the mud and the water to do it.
Wow.
So when water touches a baby's head, there's nothing like the water itself that's doing it, but God is using the water, and through this instrument, he's then bringing about, the forgiveness of sins, becoming a child of God, a member of the church, receiving the Holy Spirit, all those things. Why does God do that? For the same reason why you don't talk to infants about their 401ks. Aquinas says you communicate people according to the mode of the receiver.
Okay.
So if I said, we're going to communicate with this guy, and you said, well, I'm going to talk to him. And I said, oh, he's deaf. And you're like, oh, then I would do sign language. I'm like, oh, he's blind. You're like, okay. Then I'd use Braille or physically touch, In other words, I would communicate according to the mode of the receiver. Well, we're not souls or spirits floating around. We have bodies. We're embodied souls. And God is communicating with us in a way that we can receive. That's why he uses the sacraments. We receive divine life through physical stuff.
That's cool.
Beautiful.
The Word took flesh and dwelt among us.
Yeah.
One other thing the Catechism says, I get excited. It says, Jesus Christ, the Word made flesh, is the author of all the sacraments. It's just extending the incarnation in time and space.